scanning him up and down. He'd lost 30 pounds, which I caught because I needed to know that for my job, but on him, it was barely noticeable. The guy was 6'5" and 310, or now 280. I was also noting the beer he was serving. "How are you doing?" He caught my tone and his grin upped a degree. "I'm off parole. You don't need to be worried about reporting me. Finished it. Got a good place to live and got this job. I'm working at a grocery store, bagging groceries too. Miss Jess." That was another thing about Jimmy. I was normally Officer Montell, but Jimmy somehow got away with calling me Miss Jess. A couple of his coworkers were checking me out, like I was his ex-lady, and I saw the speculation in their eyes. I had no interest in dating either of them. "You want a beer, Miss Jess?" Sure. Felt odd taking a beer from a past parolee, but okay then. As he was pouring, still seeing some of the interest from his coworkers, I reached into my purse for my phone and my badge. The badge got hung around my neck. I didn't need to brandish it here, but they saw it, and it did the job. The interest fell flat, and I got a couple sneers instead. I pulled up Travis, a coworker, and sent him a text. "Jess, Jimi Hendrix is off parole?" He buzzed back almost right away. "Asshole coworker 1. Yeah, why?" "Jess, just wondering. Saw him. He looks good. Asshole coworker 1. He in trouble?" "Jess, nope. Bye." My phone buzzed again, but I didn't like Travis. The feeling was mutual. More than mutual, actually. Derek Travis. He'd been up my ass for as long as I'd been working as a parole officer. Didn't know why or what his problem was, since they needed female parole officers. I did my job, did it well, and only butted heads with him a couple of times. But I'd asked about Jimmy because I needed to make sure, and he'd answered. The topic was done as far as I was concerned. I wasn't going to give him any reason to bug Jimmy, but sometimes they lied, hence the text. "Here you go, Miss Jess." Even with Jimmy's outbursts or disagreements, I always liked him. He couldn't handle his temper at times, but he was usually funny about it, swinging on himself more than swinging on others. 95% of the time, he didn't want to hurt anyone else. "What do I owe you, Jimmy?" His smile was almost blinding. His 2 massive hands resting on the sides of the register and his big frame hunched forward and down. That had been one of his old habits. I was remembering, too. He tried to make himself smaller than he was, usually to make others feel more comfortable around him. "Nothing, Miss Jess. It's on me." I glanced to his coworkers, seeing one watching us with a bit too much interest for my liking. I leaned closer to Jimmy and lowered my voice. "Are you sure that you got the cash on you?" He started to bolster up, his mouth opening, a pink color coming to his neck, more than what it was, but I kept on. "Because I know you travel with as little cash as necessary. Your heart's in the right place. But if you find yourself short on the exact cash, I wouldn't want someone to notice and let your boss know, if you get my drift." My eyes darted to that coworker trying to listen in. He'd washed the same 2x2 inches of counter 18 times now. Getting my drift, Jimmy's shoulders sank even lower. "Sorry, Miss Jess. You're right." He told me the amount I owed, and I handed over the cash. When he started to give me the change, I waved my hand, indicating he should keep it. He was putting it in their tip jar when I headed off. Going to the stairs, I scanned for our seats. Kelly wasn't there. Knowing I'd need a bathroom break myself before too long, I sipped my beer and headed in the direction Kelly had gone. The line was too long at the first one, but being the slightly buzzed, savvy parole officer I was, I knew there'd be more bathrooms farther away from the main area. I kept going, and I had half my beer sipped before I found